I want to start off by saying that I have known that I've had an inner monologue since I have been like in high school. Probably high school is when I started like talking to myself, and not in a weird way. It's just like a way that I feel like really helps me think about my thoughts, think about a situation from a different perspective, and just really like gives me clarity. I have recently come to find out that a lot of people do not have an inner monologue, and it really sparked this idea because personally, I know that I use my inner monologue to continuously manifest my highest timeline. And I wanted to share with you just talking about the insights I have from using my inner monologue to manifest and just bring awareness to maybe this manifesting technique that not a lot of people know about. If you do not have an inner monologue, that is totally fine. I don't want you to feel like I'm telling you that you like are lacking something. It's not like that. I hope that if anything, this is entertaining for you, insightful. Maybe you can get some ideas for ramping up or trying a new manifesting technique, because I'm going to be talking about how really year by year I have up leveled my life and consistently jumped to a new timeline based on using my inner monologue and also just being very secure and stable in my spiritual practices. I definitely encourage anyone watching right now, if you have any similar stories or insights from using your inner monologue to manifest, or just really using your inner monologue, I would love to hear from you guys. We're all learning here, and I think this is a really interesting topic. So definitely feel free to comment down below your experiences of using your inner monologue, or maybe if you don't have one, share that as well. I think this would be really entertaining for people to keep learning in the comments. So feel free to type away. Before we go into more of a deeper dive into my own personal timelines and how I've shifted, I wanted to quickly bring up a book that I think pretty much talks about this without like saying this, which is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. This is an amazing book, and a chapter in this book that I wanted to highlight called Reconditioning the Body to a New Mind. It really is super insightful on how we use our mind to manifest and to get to a new timeline. Specifically, I wanted to chat about this one section called Embracing Elevated Emotions. So, as some of you may know, in the manifestation process, in the manifestation techniques that are out in the world, one of them is feeling that manifestation. It is using your emotions to call forth a desired state or thing in your life. Now, when we are using our inner monologue, something that I personally do that I've noticed is that when I am using my inner monologue and I'm talking about something that hasn't happened yet, I am feeling that emotion as I am talking, which really is in alignment with what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. Now, in his book, he's really big on meditation and going into a meditative state and feeling that emotion in that meditation, which you can 100% do. But personally, what I've been doing for years is feeling that emotional state as I am talking about it. Same thing here, but using my inner monologue and talking about something. For example, if you wanted to try this, I do this a lot, and I think about I am talking to someone about my life. Maybe they're asking me a question about how I made my first $1,000,000, right? I haven't made $1,000,000 yet, but in this conversation, I'm going to talk to this person as if I had, and I'm going to be talking about all these ways in which I took a step forward and I did this and then it led me to that. Even though none of those things has happened, I'm literally thinking consciously in my brain like situations of what could happen to make me a millionaire, which is then honestly like rewiring my brain to make me believe and feel that I have that $1,000,000. And I don't know, I just really wanted to bring this up because I have been doing this for a long time. And even though I'm not a millionaire yet, I have elevated and really moved up to this place in life that I'm in right now that I'm so happy. And when I look back at where I was years ago, it's amazing to me that I have come this far. All right, let's back it up a bit. So let's talk about highest timelines. Everyone's timeline, their highest timeline, is going to be evolving and changing. I personally feel like we never actually reach, the highest timeline, because once we enter into that timeline that we're desiring, when we're in it, we are already thinking of another timeline that we want to enter. So I feel like we're always striving towards our highest timeline. Self-reflecting on, the past few years of my life, when I look at, this period from like 2018, I was at a point in my life where I really wanted to have like a career. Like, I am such a career girl. Like, I love that. I think I just have a lot of passion, and I've always been trying to call in a certain career in my life. But I've also wanted to have a side hustle with that career. That's something, I don't know why, I've just always wanted that. And that was definitely a seed I was planting back in 2018. And I was really thinking about all these things that I wanted to do that was a side hustle. I was thinking about moving out. I was thinking about this career that I really wanted. At the time, I was working in the film industry, so I was thinking I wanted a career in that field, but I was really open to anything. Jumping to 2019 is when I really started to get more footing with the entertainment industry. I was picking up more jobs. I was also in my spiritual awakening. I was really learning a lot of things. I was absorbing a lot of information on manifestation, crystals, astrology, like all the things. I was really just like in love with it. And it was really inspiring me. And it helped me narrow down what I wanted my like side hustle or passion project to be, which was YouTube. Then in 2020, I got to a point where I was really consistent with my career at the time. I was ready to move out, and I did, with my boyfriend at the time. And I also started my YouTube channel in 2020, which all of those things, 2020 was such a big year for me because I had been so consistent with my practices. I love manifesting during the new moon and the full moon. And since everything was so new to me, I feel like that's when you kind of are the most consistent. I feel like once you've been doing it for years and years, you can kind of fall off a little bit. But during those first like couple years on my spiritual journey, like everything felt so new and I was absorbing so much information that I really felt like I was calling in the things that I wanted quickly. Within a year's time, I was already jumping to my next timeline. And during that time too, I am talking to myself. I am thinking these thoughts. I am using affirmations, but I'm also attracting this timeline because I can feel it. I know it's coming. Now it's 2021 and I'm presented with, a new career change was happening in my life, and it felt so in alignment with who I was. It felt like the universe was really attracting this opportunity in social media and just really like digital media at the time. And it felt like, yes, I want to switch from the film industry to social media. So I made that change, and it felt so in alignment with my life. With that though, there were things that were hard, and I felt like I didn't quite find that career. I wasn't quite that highest timeline of who I was with my career. So I kept striving for it. I kept manifesting this job, this life that I wanted so badly. With the years following, I also wanted to up-level my apartment. My husband and I were really looking for a certain type of apartment, and we ended up finding it in 2022, which is the apartment I'm currently filming in. And we are so happy here. Also in 2022 is when I got another job interview at this company that I was really excited to interview with, and ended up landing that job right at the top of 2023. Also in 2023, I was at a point with my YouTube channel that I couldn't believe where I was. The fact that I was not only monetized, but was building a community and had found this perfect work-life balance with my YouTube channel, that it really was everything I was calling in when I was manifesting in 2018. Really the key element and the secret sauce of, continuously leveling up, moving closer and closer to this highest timeline, was really being true to what I wanted. You know, when you are using your inner monologue, you are speaking to yourself. You are your own best friend. You are talking about things that are going on in your life, and you're being authentic. You're not being fake. When you are thinking of what you want, what you desire, you truly are tapping into your wants and needs. Also using your visualization. You know, when I'm using my inner monologue, I'm also like imagining these things, like I'm on a yacht in Italy, or I am in Hawaii scuba diving, or what have you, like these crazy trips I like am imagining I'm going on. There is this magic within yourself of tapping in and knowing that something is coming for you, and being patient in that process is really how you are attracting this shift in your life. So really, the next time you are thinking about what you want to manifest in your life, when you're thinking about how you can up-level your life, how you want to shift timelines, you know, take it upon yourself to think about how you can create an environment, create a situation. Most of the time I'm alone when I do this. I love being in the car and talking to myself like I'm being interviewed on a podcast, or maybe I'm home alone cleaning my space and I'm talking about my life 5 years from now. Those are the sweet times when you are feeling the most comfortable, when you can be true to yourself and you feel no pressure from any outside influences. You're just like within yourself. You're talking to yourself. You're with your own best friend, who is you, sharing your hopes and dreams and desires. Again, I thought this was just a really interesting topic to share and something that I know I do. And I was just kind of curious to hear from anyone really out there if you also do this too. I know a lot of people do have an inner monologue, but I'm curious if people are using their inner monologue to manifest. So yeah, if you feel like you have some stories you want to share, I definitely encourage you to share them down below. I hope that you enjoyed this fun little chit chat today. I felt compelled to talk about it, so I hope it is interesting to you. Maybe it inspires you to use your inner monologue to manifest. If you liked today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, I definitely encourage you to subscribe for more fun talks like this and spiritual content. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next one.